People in Sri Lanka are left high and dry as massive electricity tariffs have crippled businesses and other everyday activities. While many of them have been forced to shut their shops, others are keeping their businesses afloat without any margins. Several groups have also taken to the streets demanding the rollback. The government had earlier said that it was forced to take tough measures in the larger interest of the common people and was empathetic towards its citizens who were bearing the brunt of the price rise.
Wish Bakers has been providing Colombo residents with bread, buns and other baked delicacies for the past 25 years. The greatest economic crisis the nation has seen in decades has caused customers to tighten their purse strings. The new electricity rate increase that was announced last week has made business even more challenging. Sanjula Perez, the 23-year-old proprietor, claims that legacy and history rather than current profits are what keep the company afloat.
අවුරුදු 5කට පස්සේ ගිහිල්ලා බැලුවොත් එහෙම දැන්ට අපේ සේල් එක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් 150කින් විතර අඩු වෙලා තියෙනවා. සේවක ප්‍රමාණයත් වැඩ කරන ප්‍රමාණය 150කින් විතර අඩු වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒකට එක හේතුවක් තමයි දැන් තියෙන බඩු මිලත් එක්ක කරන්ට් බිලත් එක්ක වියදම් ඔක්කොම වැඩි වෙලා තියෙනවා. අපිට නිෂ්පාදනය අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන් වුණත් ගන්න අපිට පාරිභෝගිකව අඩු වෙලා තියෙනවා. එකක් ඒ මිනිසුන් අතේ සල්ලි නැහැ අපිට බලෙන් විකුණන්නත් බෑ.
Perry's father founded the modest family-owned bakery firm nearly 3 decades ago. It now makes 300 loaves daily. It has 60 staff, 15 locations and has already increased the cost of its goods by a factor of 2 since the middle of last year when the country's economic crisis was at its worst. Perry's claimed that because they could not afford to hike prices more out of concern for losing more clients, the bakery was forced to bear the pain by firing employees and cutting expenses everywhere they could. The government increased electricity costs by 75% last year before announcing the 66% rise last Thursday. The government is hoping that this action will convince the IMF to offer a bailout.
දැන් සාපේක්ෂ බැලුවොත් එම දැන් ලැබෙන ආදායමෙන් පඩිනඩි ගෙවාගෙන ඒ තියෙන ලෝන් ලීසින් ඒව ගෙවාගෙන ගියාට පස්සේ තියෙන සුළු ප්‍රමාණික ලාභය. මේක අවුරුදු 25කට වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් කරගෙන ආව නිසා පවත්වගෙන යනවා මිස ඇති ලාභ අඩුයි. විදුලි බිල ගැන කතා කරොත් එහෙම සැරින් සැරේ විදුලි කප්පාදු නිසා අපේ වැඩ ඔක්කොම එන හිටලා තියෙනවා. අපිට ඒ ජෙනි දාන්න අපිට ඩීසල් අවශ්‍ය වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ විදිහට DC විදිහට ඩීසල් ගන්න අපිට QR ක්‍රමයක්වත් ෂෙඩ් වලින් ඒ අවශ්‍ය විදිහට ගන්න ක්‍රමයක් නැහැ අපිට තාම.
Perry's is not alone. Sri Lanka's 5,000 odd bakeries, which employ about 2 lakh people, have been badly hit, with many finding it difficult to repay loans after the central bank was forced to increase interest rates to record highs last year. Meanwhile, thousands of demonstrators gathered in Sri Lanka to call on the government to refrain from enacting significant tax and electricity bill increases. The protesters, who represented a variety of professions, blocked a busy street close to a railway station and shouted many slogans. Chandatha Ilang Singha, a spokesman for the University Teachers Association, issued a strike warning for March if their concerns were not resolved. South Asia, which is experiencing a crisis, will need to raise taxes in order to boost government revenue from 8.3% of GDP in 2022 to 11.3% of GDP this year.